Now let's go. It's that time once again. It's Saturday morning. Good Saturday morning to you and yours from the family here at WJZD Radio. I'm your guy, Don Allen. This is your new number one 24-hour streaming station that plays jazz and so much more. Yep, it's WJZDRadioDetroit.com. This is the Rise and Grind Morning, the Saturday edition. And we've got great music all on the way just for you today. We're going to kick it off with 480 East, 4 on the floor, and we're just going to punch it. This is called 4 on the floor. Still to come, ahead of us, Nelson Rangel, Free as the Wind. The Ohio Players, Gilbert Bedman. Oh yeah, we've got some good stuff on the way. Gonna get into music from Billy Ross, Hiram Bullock, Jaco Pastorius. Also music from Norman Brown and Gerald Albright, Boney James, Tim Miner, Kenny Burrell, Norman Brown. I'm ready for you. Morning, Janae. What's going on, Tolga? I'm waiting on Juan to join us. He'll be here in just a few. And I noticed something. I put drops in here. I don't want drops. And we're going to go straight music all hour long until the end of the hour anyway. Okay, is that cool with you guys? Let's see. Let's take that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of that. Tell you what, since I'm eliminating all the commercials and all the drops, why don't you tell me what you want to hear? I'm going to take one or two requests. We're going to pop them in live if I can squeeze them in, if that's okay with you. I got time now, you know, because the hours now. I got 6 minutes extra. Wow. Oh, yeah, we're going to do some stuff today. Margie Weaver, what's up? Good morning. LaShawn Carr, morning, baby. How are you? Did you sleep well? Did I snore too loud? Sorry about that. Are you vibing with this from 480 East? What's up, Gaston? How you doing, man? Let's see if I can pull up a nice tune. Maybe I got, 6 minutes? Yeah, I've got 6.5 minutes I can play. Let's see what we got. It's going to be a great day today, looking for around 62 degrees. The sun is shining, and I'm loving every minute of it. Oh, yeah. Sounds good to me. Nothing like a little sax in the morning. Ooh, I think I want to do that one. Ooh, no. You know something? I haven't heard this song in a long time, and I think I'm going to play it. I don't know where I'm going to squeeze it in at. How about, let's squeeze it in let's do it next. Some Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. It's one of those old school party songs. Kimmy Horn, my big sister, is with us this morning. Good morning, Kimmy. How are you? Are you getting ready? I know my listeners are getting ready for it. They can't wait to hear your lineup for the Kimmy Horn Jazz Festival. It is coming up later in the summer. And if you haven't been to Kimmy Horn Jazz Festival, let me tell you, you guys are missing the boat. I remember back in the day, when we first started doing it, and when Kimmy first started doing it, I was just invited to MC it. We had like 600 people, 600. That number has blossomed into like almost 6,000 people. And it's just an amazing event. It is totally free. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your something to snack on. If you don't, that's cool, because they have food trucks. They have now blocked off Evergreen Road with food trucks just so you can have something nice to eat. All the vendors are there, the live entertainment. and it's just always been a wonderful, wonderful event. And I'm looking forward to it this year. The Kimmy Horn Jazz Festival is coming. Get yourself ready. Make your plans. Don't worry about it. I'm going to let y'all know when it is. This is how we start out your Saturday morning. J Square Grand Risings to you, my brother. Nathaniel Throne, Rod Ledford. What's going on? Everybody is with us this morning. We had so much fun doing the show yesterday. It's that time. It's time for the show to morph into something totally different. You know why? My partner in crime, my brother from another mother like none other. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, put your hands together, stomp your feet, get on your feet for Mr. Juan the Man Johnson. What's going on, baby, baby?
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I ain't gonna do what I was doing yesterday.
No. We're
I'm gonna have to give me a sound effect.
I heard you up early this morning.
I'm
doing a
early.
tribute.
Yes, sir. A tribute to O.J. Simpson.
We're gonna talk about that OJ thing today, man, because I noticed a little something. You know, it was a difference in opinion on those who, upon knowledge of his passing, because he died, I believe, of pancreatic cancer or colon cancer.
Right.
And some people were, actually happy to see him gone. And I'm like this. I'm like, you should never be happy that anyone has passed away. Period. That's not on us. We are not. That means you're judging it to a degree. Before we get started, go ahead. Go ahead, Juan. Do it. Do the thing.
Oh, yeah. I only come for you, Dawn. Good morning. How are you? It's so lovely to see you this morning.
I think I need a room.
How is your day going to be? Is it going to be lovely? It's going to be sunny just like it is outside. You brought the sunshine.
Ooh, that was cute.
Good morning, Dawn. Now I'm back to normal.
Okay. I mean, it's getting so that I'm looking forward to that, okay? So, and I'm just like, okay, wait a minute. I knew I just put in some Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. I put it in, and now it ain't there no more. What happened? Let me see if I can do it again.
How much music you have?
Oh, I got plenty of music. I just dropped. Let's see. Okay, let's move that to the top. Okay, now it's coming.
All right.
I hope it's coming there. That takes me back up to the top of the hour. Cool.
Maxwell who? Hold on. Somebody said something about Maxwell.
Oh, you want to say Maxwell? Maybe we can dig up something.
No, they were saying something about... I can't even say it because I don't want it to even be out there.
Okay. Well, we're not putting bad vibes out. We're only doing good vibes. It's Saturday morning, the Saturday morning edition of Don Juan in the Morning. Nathaniel Throne, he said, "Did you hear anything about Maxwell?" Okay. No, yeah, we're not going to even spread that one. Nathaniel, we're going to have to hold on to that. Let me confirm that first. I don't want to spit rumor. Good morning, Selena and Don Banks. What's happening, bro? Oh, Don Banks. Oh, the big time fellas is coming out today, Big Bank Don is in the building. What's happening, man?
That is unfounded and untrue.
Yeah, I got a question. Seeing as how everybody that's listening right now is grown folk. I mean, we got J Square, Gaston, Kimmy Horn is with us this morning. Is that cool or what?
Kimmy!
And now I got a question. All of us, if not majority of us, we all grew up back in the day, the 60s, the 70s. We were kids in the 60s, and we matured as we grew and went into the 70s. How do we do it? I mean, kids today have phones and tablets and computers, and a few of us, not many, had TVs and phones in our bedrooms. The rest of us were normal, like me.
That's
I mean, the
because
TV was in the living room, the phone was in the kitchen on the wall. What did we gain or lose from having or not having these things? What
what
did
do
we
we
lose or what did we gain from not having? I'm going to start it off by saying we gain the ability to communicate with each other, another human being, effectively. Because if you couldn't get on the phone and you wanted to speak to your best friend that lived a couple of doors down or across the street, you guess what you had to do? You had to get up off your behind, get dressed, go over there to talk to that person. Kids don't have that now, and it's those little things that make a difference in their lives. They are so dependent on technology that they don't have to even get out of bed. They can just roll over, pick up the cell phone, text them a message. Hey, what's up, dog? What are you doing today? Blah, 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 blah. You know, so did we benefit from not having that technology?
No.
Why?
I mean, tech. Everything advances. If we didn't have the technology we had today, it would be after us.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're not answering a question. You just dipped and dodged my question. Nice fake out move.
I didn't dip and dodge. I'm just saying we didn't. It.
But what I'm saying is, kids nowadays, for example, I'll give you an example.
But it's not the kids' fault that we're.
It's not. I'm not saying it's
technology.
anyone's at fault. I'm saying how did we benefit from it? If you go to a club right now where they're dancing, where there used to be dancing, nobody's dancing anymore. You might have 2-3 people dancing, hear their jam come on.
You're talking about stuff that ain't anybody's fault but themselves.
Yeah.
And the kids are not getting outside and doing things around because of the technology. It's not because of the kids. It's because you haven't taught them to do it. Is that those the issues that we're talking about are issues of people's personal
Y'all like this my jam right here.
decisions of people's personal decisions. You don't get out and exercise because you don't get out and exercise. You're fat because you're fat, like me.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Well, I'm cool with my fluffiness. I'm not even mad about
Oh,
it.
it's called fluffy now.
Yeah, I'm cool with my fluffiness. The thing is, as we progress and as the technology takes us to a next level, if you want things a certain way, you have to remember how to make them that way. If you
Wait a
want-
minute. J Square said he didn't get a television in his room until he was 14 years old, and it was black and white. Plus, he was at that chasing girl stage of life, so you know what he was doing anyway. He never even watched the damn
But
thing.
listen, when I was growing up, we didn't watch TV until almost the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, from when I was in grade school to middle school, we didn't watch TV until the weekend. And then when we did watch TV, we watched a lot of it. We watched a lot of it. Then when I got to high school, it was different. We could watch TV during the week, but we had to watch TV at certain hours during the week. And then we watched a lot of TV on the weekend. But it was hard for us to watch TV because we was always busy. I was in soccer.
Wow.
I was in football. I was in track.
Well,
I
see,
was in
your parents
basketball.
kept you active, and as do a lot of parents nowadays. They keep their kids, they put them in basketball, they take them to the gym to go practice football or whatever. Selena liked that fluffiness thing.
I'm secure in it. I'm secure.
I mean, in my family, when I was coming up, my mom, she worked for the Detroit Board of Education, so naturally, we weren't allowed to even look at the television off or on until homework was done, and we had a routine. She had us, when you get home from school, you take off your school clothes, you do your chores, you do your homework. Homework must be on dining room table when she gets there, or if it's not done, you must be in the process of finishing it up so that she can check it. Because my mom was besties with my counselor, and it was murder. It was terrible. But, you got it bad when your mom and your counselor from school are going shopping on Saturday. So I had to be like a good kid. I was bad one time in my life, and I regretted that. J Square says, all I'm going to say is I remember late night music video shows on GPR. Oh, I'm talking way before that. I'm talking black and white TV when we had Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7.
And that was the only channels we had.
No, we had Channel 9.
And 50.
And 50 and Channel 11
and
out of
56.
Toledo. Oh, and 56. You're right. And 56. Nowadays, I can't keep up with all these damn channels. kids nowadays are permitted to come home and jump right on the Xbox, right on the PlayStation,
Oh,
and
that's because their parents allow that.
yeah. And even those who are now studying, they can now, with the advent of AI, they can actually get their computer to do the homework for in the language and do it, make it sound like they did it, because you know how a younger person would speak. They're going to use AI to get the computer to generate the homework to make it look like they actually did it when they did not do it.
Well, it wouldn't look like that if they had to write it themselves.
And therein lies the answer to my question. That's how we benefited from not having the technology. We had to actually open a book. Oh my God, a book.
Oh
Well,
no,
shout out to
technology is wonderful.
shout out to anybody who ever had a Britannica encyclopedia in their house.
I we have an Encyclopedia Britannica and different animal books in our house, and she still likes YouTube better.
Wait a minute, LaShawn says there are also sites that will do your math problems now. And that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Well,
Eh,
you still have to. You still have to. They don't show the work on some of those math.
yeah. Quick
They don't show
story.
how they solve the problem.
I was back when computers were in the early stages, and if there's anybody young listening, yes, there were stages. They had the long cards with the little holes in them. Well, before that, we took a class called computer science, and it's nothing like it is now. And it involved doing math. We had homework to do, and the next day, and here's the kicker. My mom was working in the office downstairs. Okay, it was an evening class, and I just went to play basketball. But since the basketball ended, went on and took a computer science class. So my mom knew the teacher. So they gave us problems. They said, Don, go up here and do problem number 9. So I go ahead and I do the problem, and I break it down. I do all the math, and everybody, when I sat down, everybody was like, that's wrong. Teacher included said it was wrong. She was like, go back up there and show us what you did. And I said, okay. So I went up there and I explained every step that I did, and when I finished, I was like, that is how I got the answer. And it was like, damn, he's right. The whole class was wrong. I was the only one to get it right. That was the highlight of my computer science thing. The rest of it, I was okay. But I did.
I was a mathematician. I went to when I was in high school. I went to Wayne County Community College as an extra class for my. It was advanced math, and not only trig. It was advanced math and business math.
I got as far as geometry, and after that, it was over. When you started talking trigonometry, I could barely spell trigonometry.
I had advanced math in high school.
What's up, John B?
So I'm quite the mathematician. I can look at problems and fractions and stuff and just give answers almost just like that.
Now,
That's,
I'm
that's
more
why
like
I'm kind
that.
of good with money.
Wait a minute. Conversely, I'm like that when it comes to English and articulation and,
I went
communicating.
I went to college to become a history and English teacher.
Really?
Yes.
And look at you now.
Yep, I ain't doing nothing with that.
And which brings me to another question.
That's why I'm
You
good
know,
at remembering history and going back and thinking about what the things of history.
Do you think a lot of people nowadays are starting to lean away from college because A, it costs too darn much, B, there are other careers that you can get into
Just
that,
A. Just A.
well, yeah, it does cost an arm
Just
and
A.
because after you get your college degree,
After
you
all that
spend
money.
another third of your life paying that
Uh,
degree off,
Yep.
and you don't get the job that you went to school for in the first damn place.
Not unless you make it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to create it, you know,
You had to create it yourself.
and
I know. I
so
have a
you
friend.
think,
I have a friend right now
hmm
who went to school to become a teacher,
uh-huh,
and she was a good friend. And she couldn't get into any school systems where she was. She went to Florida and was trying to find work in Florida, and it was
uh-huh.
hard for her to find work in Florida. So what she do? She created a program where she went online and helped kids with their homework.
And now she's a wealthy individual.
And well, she's not wealthy. She's doing good enough to not have to work for her, work for anybody.
Good morning, Denise Brooks. How are you? We're discussing right now. We're discussing. Do you think that people are leaning away from college? I always thought that the road to success was through the halls of some major university, and
Because that's what they told you.
yeah, that's what I was fed in high school, and when I got there, first of all, I've learned about radio and found out I did go to broadcasting school for that. And funny thing about that, I was actually on the air at WJZZ before I went to broadcasting school, you know. And so I was like, well, now that's what we're doing now is more of a trade. And I think about trades like plumbing, carpentry, electrician, and auto mechanic. Those are trades. And I know more successful plumbers and electricians and auto mechanics than I do know of other folks who actually went to med school. I know one or two, actually, I know three people personally that went to med school and were successful at it and are doing splendidly. Yeah, are they wealthy out of beyond your wildest dreams? But everybody ain't gonna be a doctor. Everyone is not going to be a psychiatrist, a psychologist. Everyone is not going to be a scientist. It would be a wonderful world if there were, and maybe in other countries they concentrate the focus for their students on these things, which to me probably is, now this is me, forgive me if I sound racial with this, but that's why a lot of Asian kids are very, very knowledgeable in science. They emphasize studying of science and math and stuff like that. In the United States, we used to emphasize the study of history, but now they don't want you to know the history because the United States history is pretty screwed up,
Well, they don't care if you know it. They just don't want you to teach it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't want you to know it, and they don't want you to share it. Moving into the future, let me tell y'all something. Hey, Delphine, what's up, sis? Moving into the future, if we don't teach these kids the truth, then you're going to live your life in a lie. And that's just not the way to go. Because when they do eventually find out the truth, and the truth will eventually come out, because they want to snatch black history out of the schools.
Well, you know what's funny about that? We might not want to tell our future. The Americans might not want to tell their future, but the other countries want to tell America's future. America, what their history and their future gonna be.
If you don't believe us, ask the people down in Mexico.
Ask the people in Japan.
Ooh,
ask them.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Bailey, good
America
morning.
Like?
I'm telling you, because this country has done some. If you thought that on the Nina, the Pinta, and Santa Maria, they sent the very best and brightest and most Christian folks over here. No, they put those boats, the people they wanted to get rid of, and sent them over here.
On those boats.
There was a bunch of criminals, and they got here. What they do? They committed crimes, But it was in a new country, so they could get away with it.
Yep.
Then they was like, well, we need some fields plowed. Let's go get somebody to do it. Enter slavery. And yeah, it's true that a lot of black people did sell out other black people so that they could, that was survival of the fittest, if you will, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Let me say something about that. Because the black people in Africa that sold the other black people did not know what they were selling them into. Mm-hmm. They had no idea what they were selling their people into. They thought they were getting upgrades because of the simple fact that we got guns to battle the other tribes that are against us, and we're giving you captives of the other tribes that we've captured and taken over. We're giving you the spoils of our war, and then you giving us artillery so we can have the upper hand against the other tribes. And when the other tribes saw that and they started doing it the same way, they did not know what they were doing when they were giving or selling the people to the colonizers Um,
Yeah.
they
Well,
did not
see,
know. They did not know what was going to happen to those people. So I can't really. I know that it happened, but I can't really blame them for it happening because they did not know.
yeah, well, I mean, slavery is bad, and we need to know the truth. The kids need to know the truth because if you don't learn from your history, you're bound to repeat it. And I've seen it happen. Um, it is going to be what it's going to be. I suggest all of us who have kids that have kids, um, explain to them the importance of. That's why it's important to figure out who's going to be elected. You know, if you think it's not your vote doesn't count, you're absolutely wrong. Your vote does count, and do your own doggone research on who you're voting for. Don't just vote on somebody because they're the same color as you. Vote on people based on what they stand on, and be very careful. Look at their previous track record to find out whether they just saying that for your vote or are they saying it because they mean it. You know,
And Selena, let me address that because yes, some of them still did it because now they not only had uh guns and artillery, they had money. That
ooh,
and the British was bringing other things over, so it was more profitable to give them or to sell them the people that they were going to enslave than it was to not to pull out. Some countries did stop giving, and then some
mhm.
countries did not. So yes, I do understand that some did and some did not.
You know, and it's fascinating. I was speaking with Marion Meadows, Dr. Marion Meadows, and he and I got into this long discussion about slavery, and then we curved it over to the creation of jazz. Does anyone know? I know, because Marion taught me. He told me about where jazz was originated. Do you know, Juan?
Um, from what I understand, jazz originated out of the blues.
Negative.
So okay, so educate me.
Okay, here we go. For those of you who do not know where jazz came from, it was also in the days of slavery down in New Orleans, Louisiana. The slaves worked hard all week, and the slave owners decided we're going to give them a day off. We'll take them into the town square and see what the slave owners figured all black people knew each other. You know, regardless of what tribe they were all black, so they all must have something in common. So they took them all down to the square and they let them intermingle. Well, what happened was you had different tribes of Africans from different regions. And what they would do is they would take, some of them would have drums, and some of them would have sticks, and some of them would have logs, and they would start doing their own native beats and songs and dances. And what would happen is this is how jazz became jazz. What you had was an intermixing of different diversified sounds, and they all blended together seamlessly. That's
That's
why jazz takes its own different directions. If we had a band, you could be on the drums, I could be on the lead, and then we give you your solo, and you go off in one direction, you bring it back, and then I'd take it and I'd go off in a direction, I'd bring it back, and then I'd give it to the horn player, he'd take it off and do his solo and bring it back. That's how jazz got it, and that is where jazz began, you know, and it just simply evolved from there. Um, I know not. I think the blues evolved from gospel. Okay, blues evolved from gospel. Rock and roll came out of the blues.
blues.
That is true because of the fact that if you slow down some of those lead guitar solos in rock and roll, those ain't nothing but blues riffs, baby. That's all it is. And they'll tell you that's why they like Muddy Waters and Bo Diddley and stuff like that, because those were blue artists. If you listen to Albert King, not BB, but Albert King. And I actually have a song called Blues Power. It's 11 minutes long. And you can just listen to this man going solo. And at first I thought he had BB King style riffs, but it was different. So that's where blues, rock and roll, and they all come. But that all stems out of gospel. Now, gospel started to me, I believe, in the fields where the slaves were.
That I know is true.
You know, they would sing about the stress, the pain, the loss, and they would sing to God, you know, and God apparently heard them because look at us now. Now, did we fulfill? Have we fulfilled our what's the word I'm looking for? Have we come into fulfillment as since the freedom has come to us? I don't
No,
believe so. I
nope,
don't really believe
nope,
that black people have reached their full
nope,
potential.
nope. You know
None of
why?
us.
You know why we haven't reached our full potential? Because we too busy not trying not to do it. I mean, trying to do it ourselves. People won't help you because they want to do the same thing you're doing, and
Hmm.
so they can get all the accolades and all the money and all
Hmm.
themselves. And people won't help me because they want to do the same exact thing and get all the accolades.
Precisely.
So we, as a race, don't come together. And this goes back to what I was talking about, um, warring tribes and kingdoms.
Hmm.
You can't have, two kingdoms next to each other.
Because one will always take over the other. But that's in the Bible.
One would always take over the other.
That is in the Bible.
But
Um,
even in
God told Joshua to take Jericho,
but
and
Jericho was not their people.
he was not their people, but God
Right.
told him how he was
But
going
that
to
was
give them that
that's
that
different.
land.
That's totally different. If black people stuck together and took over other lands,
Hmm.
that's not their people, then things will work.
Very true. I agree. See, I mean, I'm not so arrogant that I cannot bow down and say this man right here is right. I agree with him. Hey, So I mean, it's fascinating. And the sad part is now take all that what we have just discussed
Mhm.
and look at our youth. We don't sell them out because our youth is very, very intelligent. They are very
Very intelligent.
smart, slick, and just as quick-witted as the next guy. But right now, from our vantage point, you walk around, all we can see is sagging pants and
You know what somebody told me a long time ago?
what's that?
He said the best businessman is a dope dealer
Why so?
because for every Fortune 500 company,
Hmm.
they do exactly the same thing as a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. They just don't do it right. They don't do it
By
where
law.
lawfully, but they do exactly the same thing.
Kurt Schmidt says the human condition, everyone struggles in it. And I believe that is true to a degree. Um, I can't speak for other humans. I can only speak for uh, the community in which I live, although I have lived and worked in other communities, and the struggle is real because one of my very, very, very favorite people, her name is Ivy McCall and Aaron McCall. They used to live 2 doors down from me. And where we lived in a nice neighborhood, they were white, we were black, and we all grew up together. We all played together, and none of us knew that we were struggling and poor because our parents didn't let us know that.
Yeah.
They provided in such a manner, and they did the best they could, to make sure we had a wonderful life. And I am so thankful. Ooh, I'm so thankful that my mom just raised us. My mom whipped my behind when I got out of line, me and my brothers, And while we didn't understand it then, we understand it now, And these kids nowadays don't know how good they got it. Number one, I think they're soft because they can't get it. Even the law protects them from getting their behind whipped, But see, my mom had it like this. She was like, "Oh, you gonna call the police? Call them. They can put you in college. They can buy your clothes. They can feed you. Let them put you in that system." And see, although my mom never did that, but she would say it. But it makes one so eternally thankful that we were raised the way we were. I don't judge people on the way they raise their kids now, although I will think some things. And John B, it can relate to this. We work at the airport, and we see bad little kids. I saw a kid, slap his own mama because she told him to put that candy down, and he hit his mom, and she didn't do anything. Yeah, yeah, I dig that, and I was like, oh hell no.
Y'all
If
should have said something to him.
I can't. You can't get in the middle of some other family situation. This, they were in one of those little stores, and she was, buying some things, and the kid wanted candies. He snatched it, and was going to walk out with it. She was like, "No, give me that. You can't have that." And he reached. I mean, went way back, and bam! I was like, "Oh my god!"
You remember what I told you about that kid in the grocery store that I choked up, right?
Uh-uh.
Right.
Give me the story. Give me the story.
So this kid was being bad and talking back to his mama and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was looking at him and he was looking at me and I was like, you better stop. And he got closer to his mom, and his mom was like, go over here and stand. And he was like, I don't want to stand over there. And then he started grabbing something, and she kept taking it from him, putting it on the thing, grabbing something. So while she was putting stuff in the cart, and he was kicking the cart and everything like that, and pushing it, and she kept telling him to stop. I kindly walked over there and bent behind the counter, and I said, okay. I said, let her tell you to stop again, and I'm going to get you. And he stood up, went over there, stood by his mom, and then he came back again, and I grabbed him, and I was like, "Go stand by your mama and be quiet." Look, he was a little black kid.
Mm-hmm.
When I was stood by his mama, she said, "I don't know what you told him, but he never stood that still."
Mm-hmm. And shout out, and I don't blame so much so the mom, because it takes a mother and father to raise a kid, although my mom raised us, but I think it's vital these days that the father figure is in the home, a father is a provider, a father is a disciplinarian, and the family dynamic is now wrong. It's because mom is doing all of it. You gotta guys, step the hell up. Do your job. Be the provider. Be the enforcer. Be the nurturer. Be a man. Learn to listen, and not listen just to hear, but listen to understand what your spouse is saying, and your kids.
Because all the things that ladies love to hear. You said all the things ladies love to hear.
I'm just saying it because it's the right thing to say. I mean, I've
It
learned
may
in life
be right, but what
to have
about
integrity. You got to do the right thing because it's the right
what
thing to
about the
do.
women that tell the men that they don't need them?
I'm sorry for them. All I can do for them is pray.
I mean, what advice do you have for the men that are trying to be in their child's life and their mother won't let them?
Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't never give up. If that's your child and you love that child, keep at it. And when that child gets older and he
That's
comes
easier
in,
said than done.
I know, and it's challenging for me because I don't have any children, but eventually that child will know that, damn, dad was trying to get in touch with me, and mom was just keeping him at bay,
And you know how many years sometimes that takes?
Yeah.
And how many
It takes a lifetime.
and how
But
many years
if you love that child that you made, is worth that lifetime.
But you don't know how many years is lost. And when a man tries to be with his child and try to be there in those years, and the mother has poisoned the child against the father, and they don't want anything to do with the dad until all of a sudden something happens and somebody says something, and all of a sudden, oh, now I want to be around my dad because I didn't know he always wanted me. And 15, 20 years has passed.
And so then as mature adults or and soon to be adult, you have to be man enough and smart enough and wise enough and pray a lot that you can get with this person and say, look, I know you missed a lot of my life. This is a starting point. Can we start here? I want to let you know about me, and I want to know and understand you. So let's grow together from this point. Those years are gone. You can't get them back. But I mean, we still got some life ahead of us. What about, instead of looking back at what we lost, let's look ahead and see what's yet to come. that's what, rekindling and redeveloping and rebuilding that structure is all about. You know, let's see. Um, we got to come back to this one day because I really wanted to discuss this even further. Right now, the meat and potatoes on the streets is about O.J. Simpson. And man, okay, a lot of people are actually glad that he's gone. Shame on you. Um,
Wow.
and I noticed a large number of them are white people.
You know why white people are
Yeah.
glad he's gone?
Um, Caitlyn Jenner, who actually went public and said, "Good riddance."
But she
And
said the same thing to her manhood.
yeah, and somebody said, "Your turn is coming soon, Mrs. Doubtfire."
That was funny. I saw that. I saw.
uh, how dare they say that about any human being? After all the atrocities that white men have done, what about Ted Bundy? What about what's my man that used to kill and eat people? Oh, he's got mental disturbances. Oh, we got to help him, and we got to do this, and
No,
just put him in jail, but we need to help him.
OJ
And
did the one thing that most people can't
beat him at
can't
their own
do.
damn game. He hired the best man in town, Johnny Cochran, and they found a legal loophole, and it still cost him $100 million, but he beat him at their own game, and they didn't like it, you
Nope.
know,
Nope.
and I still don't think it's fair. I mean,
And,
the man is
and
gone.
what's funny about that,
He paid his debt.
Caitlyn Jenner is the one that's married to the, or was married to the wife of the person that was on the legal team that defended OJ.
Ain't that about nothing? See, there's always a loophole and always a connect. I was watching TMZ, and the head guy at TMZ, what's his name?
Harvey.
Harvey, yeah. He was like, he just didn't believe it. He was like, there's no way you're going to tell me he did not, even on his deathbed, he didn't confess to it. And he should have confessed. And
Should have
Harvey is
confessed to what?
a lawyer and all of that.
He should have confessed to what?
He's killing the lady
But
and
if
the
he
other guy.
didn't do it, why confess to it?
Exactly. Why confess to
Just
something?
because you believe I did it, don't mean I did it.
Thank you. And by your rules, in your court of law, and I say because his peers weren't in there. Only peer he had was his attorney, Johnny Cochran. They did not show the jury pool because they would have been harassed for the rest of their days. And they would receive death threats and all the rest of that. So
Some of the jury did come out though.
yeah, a few of them did. But the fact of the matter is, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think? Well, I'm not going to say, are you sad that he's gone? Do you think?
What do you think about what people are thinking about it?
Yeah, what do you think about what these quote unquote famous people? Because to me, Caitlyn Jenner ain't famous. I mean, he was famous when he was a guy and he was winning in track and field. That's over, So hey, but he made himself credible or made himself newsworthy by becoming a woman. And that's nothing against that. That was his decision. I'm down with that. What he eat don't make me fat, so see, I try to be neutral in it, but I want to expose it for what it is. I want to say that you're not supposed to be out saying, we're glad you did. Don't you ever be that way. Now, there are some people that need to die. I ain't gonna lie. There's some folk out there. Jeffrey Dahmer. you not only killed him, but you just threw him in the broiler and the microwave and got you a knife and fork, some hot sauce, and went at it. Yeah, you need to die. Some people deserve the death penalty. And I'm glad I'm not a judge because I would be a harsh judge. I ain't gonna lie to you. LaShawn Carr says his children lost their dad and his family suffered a great loss more than once. Precisely. See, they forgot about the kids that were involved. They forgot about the family. When you lose a loved one, and this goes for all y'all, when you lose a loved one, you expect condolences, and you consider that your loss is everybody's loss. You know, even though I don't know the Simpson family, I feel for his family. I express my extreme condolences. Likewise to the people who lost people into violence, like murder, and I my extreme condolences
So,
go out to those
so
who get
this
murdered
is
and
this is
raped.
funny to me because people seem indifferent when in the hood when somebody that's been killing people and robbing people all his life, and then all of a sudden he gets murked. People
Hmm.
are like, they can well, we can't wish death on people, but we're certainly glad he's gone
I'm not understanding it.
because this was such a bad person.
Hmm.
Him dying or getting killed is not a grievous thing to some people.
Yeah, well, that's a matter. It's out for public opinion. You know.
But that's the way they feel about OJ. They feel,
Mhm,
but see, they feel they treating OJ just like he killed 100 white people,
right. You know,
and
and
they can't even prove he killed one.
yeah, or two in this case.
And the same thing they did the same thing to Michael Vick.
Hmm.
They
And
treated him just like he killed
a
dogs,
hundred dogs.
and he ain't killed not one.
He wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there.
You know,
But
it
because
was
it's
at his
at his
house.
house, because he was at his house, he did his time, and then and now he's labeled as a animal killer or or something like that all the
Mhm.
time.
Pinky Hall says, I cry and feel awful watching First 48 and Crime TV. I don't understand. Folks are crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it is
Hey,
crazy.
Pinky, how you doing, sweetie?
You know, and it is because in our judicial system is not set up. You're not. They say you're innocent until proven guilty, when in fact you're guilty until proven innocent.
That's
You
right.
know, and
It's
that's
the
how
other
our
way.
court systems are
Well,
set up.
you're innocent if you're white. You're guilty if you're black.
Yeah, well, it seems that way.
It
It
not
depends on.
doesn't seem that
Well,
way. It is that
it
way.
depends on how much money you got to get you a good attorney. You know, the better, if you got
Look,
more money, you can get a good attorney. You can get
R.
off.
Kelly got a bunch of money, and guess where he at? And
Yeah, well,
he was guilty before they even got to him.
yeah. Before he even went to court, R. Kelly was. I mean, they had specials and
Yep.
all of that stuff against him. And he got off of it the first couple of times.
No,
You
first couple of they couldn't prove anything.
exactly. So he should have straightened up and just left it alone.
But
And,
I'm trying to tell you, they making it seem like he went and got the kids, or he
Mhm.
went and got the girls. He didn't
Yeah.
go get the girls. He
Yeah.
didn't go get nobody.
But they were underage, man, and the underage kids, you don't mess with underage kids.
I
No.
understand. I understand that, but your parents, if they've been there for years,
Yeah.
you can't say anything about him when your child has been there for years.
Hmm.
Okay, your child has been there for years.
Hmm.
You knew where she was.
Yeah.
She's
She
been
was.
there for years.
And
And now
that
all
is
of
a
a
good
sudden,
question. You do propose a good question because I watched part of that one of these specials on R. Kelly, in which the girl went over to the hotel, and the parents found out. They went over there to get their daughter, and after speaking with Mr. Kelly, they were like, "Okay, she can stay," you know, and knowing
how did
what
that
his
happen?
background was.
How
Right.
did that happen?
I'm like, no, 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 no. What the hell did he tell you? He must be one hell of a salesman. You know,
He
we
wasn't a
need his
salesman.
manager.
He wasn't a salesman. R. Kelly did what R. Kelly does, and they were okay with it.
Hmm. You know, Quincy Cusick says you shouldn't wish death on anybody because one day it's going to come back on you. My condolences to the Simpson family. One hell of a running back. You ain't never lied. The
Good-
juice was loose.
good-
They couldn't stop
Man,
him.
they couldn't stop the Jews for nothing.
You know, I mean, and
You
is
should
it
have heard
me?
my tribute. You should have
Why
heard
is
my
it?
tribute today.
Why is it football players? All the football players getting in trouble.
Well, what happened? It's hard.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen in all sports, but
Yeah.
it's just majority football players.
But you notice that the white football players that get in trouble don't get as much press as the black football players that get
Oh
in
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Because
because who was the quarterback over there in Pittsburgh?
Roethlisberger.
Choke him up. Ben didn't get in trouble as much as everybody else.
But and see, once again, it takes us back to the court systems. There, that what do they call it? You cop a plea deal.
Oh,
Is
he
that what
didn't
they
cop a
call it?
plea deal. He never went.
Oh, he never went.
He never went.
Oh wow. You say, but those that go,
He
they
didn't
get to
even go.
cop a plea deal. How do you
He didn't even go to
money?
court.
Money buys you out of the worst case scenario. Say you kill 15 people that had nothing to do, but you just killed them, and it gets to court. Your attorney's job is not to get you off, but to cop a plea deal, and you're going to pay the court. You're going to pay the attorney to lower the sentence where you should be killed. They're going to give you life imprisonment with a chance of parole after 9 years.
Look,
you know,
there's a killer right now running for president.
ooh, I ain't gonna get in that. I try to steer clear of certain politics. A
Oh,
lot
I
of
ain't talking
people.
about Trump.
Oh, you not?
Mm-mm.
Who that? Who that?
Joe Biden. He's your
Oh,
president, and he's a war criminal at the same time.
okay. Let's not spread rumor. They
But
can't. Hmm.
but he's the lesser of the two witches that's running for office. He's the lesser of the two evils.
That's why I said I'll run for president. So y'all don't want me to run for president because I'm going to give you something neither one of them ever gave you: the truth. I mean, I just spit the truth. I'm like, America wants to hear that we're the greatest country in the world. America
We're not.
wants to hear we're wiser, stronger. We got more pride. We came a long way, and
We're not.
we freed the slaves. And there's a reason
That's it.
behind all of that crap.
Well,
I'm like, the truth of the
funny
matter is,
thing
we're
is,
not the strongest
you
country.
want
In
to
the
know
world.
something that's funny? People think there's no democracy in other countries, and there's democracy in every country.
Yeah, they just play by their rules.
Yeah, their
And
democracy
America
looks
wants to
different
bring
than our
its
democracy.
democracy to their country.
They try to colonize those people with their form of democracy,
Hmm.
and that's what happens.
Stay in your lane, America. We love you, and I get up and I salute for you. I'll fight for. I'm too old to fight for you.
Nope.
But
I fight for my people before I fight for my country.
ooh,
I'm just telling you the truth.
keep it real, baby. Keep it real.
I fight for my people before I fight for my country.
You know, and I agree. I agree. That's a wise stance to take. Boy, we walking borderline, baby. Especially me. I work for the government. At least I did last week. If I get called in the office all day, I don't even want to talk to you. But anyway, it's just fascinating that that how they did the OJ thing. It is what it is. Same thing with Michael Jackson. He beat them at their own game. And then he died.
But
Isn't
the
it
thing
amazing?
is, what could they prove on Mike?
Nothing.
And did they?
They couldn't prove anything. That's why he
all
got
they
away.
did- So, what white people do? Excuse me for a second. What they do is they convict you in the court of public
Public opinion.
first,
Mm-hmm.
so that when you go to court, they would have to dig hard and deep for people that haven't heard what you did.
Mm-hmm. And that's got to be in a rural area out in Idaho somewhere. Some potato
That's why it's
farmer.
hard for people to get fair trials, because in the court of public opinion, you're tried first.
Mm-hmm. And once you get nailed in the court of public opinion, which opens the gateway for plea deals and all sorts of other shady dealings in the court system, is it? I don't know. I just don't know. That's why I stay in my lane. But anyway, man, look, it's going on 10 o'clock. We got 8 minutes. I want to remind everybody, if you're a househead, join us tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Mix. We have J Square. He's opening up the show. and I believe it's DJ Maya, then Daryl Dyer, then DJ Swoops out of Chicago, and we wind it up with Maurizio Deluzio. Um, Also, don't forget, you can check out Kyle Lamont this afternoon at 2. Um, and on Sunday, you can check out Billy T at 3 o'clock. And we cruise into Foodie's Place at 7 p.m. And Foodie was so cool. He invited me to go see Taylor Dane yesterday, but my truck was acted up,
Oh,
so I didn't get a chance to go
to
check
my
it.
heart. Tell me I'm the only one. Yeah, I like Taylor Day.
Yeah, and I missed it, and I'm bummed out, But anyway, it happened, Stay with us all day long throughout the day. Coming up next hour, music from Brian Culbertson. Oh, Brian, you and I, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gil Benman. Let's see who else we got. We got Randy Scott, and incidentally, I spoke with Randy Scott's dad the other day. His dad is so cool. He just makes you, when he answers the phone, you just want the whole world just becomes a cool place. And he sent me Oasis, Randy's new joint, his new CD, and I listened to a couple of tracks. This is fire. It's fire. I'll send it to you. I mean, whoa, And Randy Scott was on Fox 2 News yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was promoting. He's having a listening party, and I'll be there as well. And he was promoting Oasis, which is the new CD. And man, you got to hear it, Juan. It's just, he goes next level. Randy is no joke. And he takes after his dad. He's cool too, but his dad is the king of cool,
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, it's going to be a live day all day today. Great music throughout the day. Kyle Lamont this afternoon at 2. The Saturday night mix, if you're a house head, stay right here. We got your house music fixed for you. I want you to go out there. Well, why not let you sign off first? Do your thing.
Well. Today we have the weekend show. Weekend show comes on at 12. It'll be from 12 to 4:30. Weekend show with me and the legendary, the spectacular G Hen is going to be bringing the midday mix on the weekend show. And then we have Norvell with
J Square.
J Square, DJ.
Baby DJ.
Say hi.
Hey, baby DJ.
Hi.
And we got a lot more shows for you today. It's Saturday, and then we got the weekend show, and then we got the One Media World collective DJ mix. Excuse me, you can't do my nails while I'm on the air.
Well, let her do. No, I would say let her do your toes, but you ain't washed your feet yet.
No, well, last time she did my nails, you couldn't look at them. So anyway, but y'all go out and have a great day. Live, laugh, and learn.
All right.
Notice I
Thank
didn't
you.
say live, laugh, and love today. Live, laugh, and learn today.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Well, thank you guys for watching. As always, you can check us out. I'm going to try to be back here Monday morning, God willing, for the Rise and Grind Monday morning show. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. It will change in May. I may start doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's straight in a row because my hours at work have changed. So I'm going to try to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hope you guys will join us then. Stay with us throughout the day. Be a blessing to somebody who can't bless you back. And just start this day by giving thanks. If you have questions about your life, hey, if you got questions about your life, your day, your situation, ask God first. Read that book. It'll put you in the right direction, okay? Thanks again for watching. And remember to make each and every day count. We are WJZDRadioDetroit.com. Thanks for watching. Juan, holla back.
Holla.